Wow, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's, well, been an interesting start to the day. I'm a little late because the webinar I was part of is still going. I had to leave just that little bit early before that ending. Always learning. It's a wonderful experience. I love learning. So anyway, I'm here to show you the daily cards. So I'm Ros Boundy Psychic Medium, bringing you daily Lenormand cards. And today, yes, they are Lenormand deck. So let's go over to the cards and we'll have a look at what they've got for us and what Spirit can tell through the cards. Well, they do bring us messages, don't they? Tune into your spirit guides. Right, here we go with the cards. Oh, nearly forgot my Apple Pencil. Mystical Lenormand deck. This is the one that is by, oh God, it's very hard to read that, isn't it? Let's have a close look at the cover of this deck. They are called the fortune cards of Marie-Anne Lenormand, and these ones are painted by Urban Trish. It's still not focusing very well, but anyway, it's Regula Elizabeth Fletcher, who is the creator of this deck with artwork by Urban. It's a lovely deck. I like the images. It's done sort of in a Eastern style, and this is the back of the deck. I decided to show the full thing for today. So let's go zoom into them. Here they are as far as those three cards go. Let's center them, and I probably do need to take that away. That's better. Now, I'll just check the comments in case there's anyone who is on live. I have got this streaming to Instagram, the 3 Facebook destinations, and the 2 YouTube channels. One's Ros Boundy and the other is Psychic Ros or Psychic Online. I can't remember what I've named that one. You'll have to have a look. It has the older me on it. Okay, let's get back to the cards, because what we've got is number 6 is the clouds. Well, I think it is. I've got to go to the guidebook. Here's the guidebook for this one, because it's not a deck. It's the black and white version of the front cover of the deck itself. Now, this is card 6. This one doesn't have them in a list, so it is the clouds. And it's very, very brief, because what can you fit in a very small book that goes into a cardboard box? So that's what guidebook you've got. We really are relegated to tapping into what we see and what Spirit shows us from these particular designs that are painted here, that are what we're using as our clues, so to speak. So with the clouds, that's in the home space. We have got card number 5, which is tree. That one's pretty obvious. And that's a gorgeous card too. I love it. And here, that's the theme, our overall theme for the day today in that centre space. That's how I've designed. I read my spreads this way and have done for a number of years now, because I like its ease to remember what it is that's connecting. And the other important aspect of our lives is our workspace. So we've got card number 1, which is the rider, as that energy that we've got present in our work. Okay, so what I usually do is read the centre one first, being that main theme. And good morning, Claire. Lovely to see you here this morning. I love having friends come along and share this time, because it's something I love doing. I'd love you to enjoy the same things as well. What does rock your boat? Good morning, Keza. Lovely to see you too. I bet it's cold over there in Victoria too. Anyway, and Claire, you're in Queensland, aren't you? So it'll be nice and warm there, I dare say. Now, and what I find interesting with this little guidebook for today, as we see the size of that, we've got all the 3 cards, little summaries, sitting there on the one page. And it's not that I actually use the guidebook for much at all. I just get used to reading from what the card itself shows. What we've got here, excuse me, now I've got a frog in the throat. I am going to read the briefest of these little summaries that are here. So the one for this tree in this little guidebook is the card's topic's health. So our main theme for the day is health. If it's next to a person card, see, It stands for all of life itself, really. The tree definitely does. We have our roots grounded in Mother Earth, and that we reach for is what nourishment we gain from the sky, whether it is sunshine, whether it is the oxygen and the moisture from the rain to the roots, and all of that creates this life that's interconnected with all aspects of what we experience. So we've got that beautiful fruitfulness of what can be provided on the ground for the bunnies, the rabbits. And here we've got the birds taking advantage of all the leaves. And I'm sure there's other creatures such as insects and little snakes and all sorts sitting in those leaves. It's a beautiful picture of what is that productivity of life. And here we have the two statues holding up whatever it is that's pillars on the sides. The feminine, the Mother Earth factor going from, it really is framing this as a beautiful symbolism. And I'm not quite sure what that one is up there. Ah, yes, it's Virgo. So it's the zodiac symbol for Virgo, probably why we've got the potentially two virgins on each side of the pillar to frame. I'm not. There would obviously be some symbolism in the mind of the artist. So, and as you can see, well, I've just seen it. That slight feminine figure in the trunk that we can see there, the hips, the legs moving to the chest, bosom, arms, product, and all of that is held within that upper, the Stargate type area, all of that. It's a beautiful card. So we are looking at that theme of the fullness of life for our day today in all its aspects. Our home space being the cloud. Now the cloud here points to an unclear, unfathomable situation. So it's essential to look closely at the cards around it. Well, with this one, we've got this connected through to the theme of our full life aspect, but also the rider in the workspace. So it is connected. It's laid here as part of the spread. Okay, so what we've got is the dark cloud, the light cloud. And I'm just going to check before I go any further if there's any further comments. And yes, Keza, you've got there, it's cold, but today it'll be 18. That's a great weather report. And as we're looking at this, that is the clouds, interesting because it's shifting weather. Clouds are not permanent. So it's the same for this. The light side of the card brings the improvement, which is certainly what we're experiencing, going to move into that aspect of health, the health of our complete what are we experiencing right now in our life? From what we're grounding into, what our focus is, what we're taking in as nourishment, all of that is connecting us to being who we are. And I just love the fact that, look at this monkey. I mean, it's as a witness observing what's happening in the clouds. How often do you actually lay there or sit looking out to clouds and see the different images within the clouds? This does look chaotic, but here we're looking at what's forming into being a mighty dragon of strength and potential, and whatever we want to create from those imageries of the clouds. I think it's just such a full of potential card really. Gosh. So bring it into that aspect of looking for those other signs for you, around you in your home space today, in whatever you're experiencing. If it's, feeling a bit chaotic, bring it into that focus of seeing what you need to be putting into your picture today. This is beautifully framed with those gorgeous little scallops there, and a beautiful frame as a window to be sat in, looked out of, really enjoyed. It could be a doorway even. So, and Claire, you're a Virgo as well. And there's the Pisces, and Roseanne. Good morning, Roseanne. That's the opposite of the Virgo as far as the zodiac wheel. The complementary it's the opposite. I know that because I have a son who is a Pisces as well. So I have delved into a little bit of that understanding. Complementary. Balances out. So here we have that is going to balance out today. We need to be putting our focus on what we're wanting though. Okay, so to create that is what potentially are we going to be moving it into? And that to me looks like the Neptune planet symbol. So we've got lots of different symbolisms and imageries here, haven't we? Okay, as we move across to our rider. Oh, and the other thing that just triggered my mind, I live a street away from Boomer Beach. So I think I might be going for a walk today to take the dogs around to have another look, actually walk on the sand this time probably. I don't do that often enough. And Keza, yes, you do make pictures and send them to your friends from the clouds. Isn't it a fun thing to do at times? Even laying on the beach sand with your, on a beautiful cloudy day. The fluffy clouds are the ones that are easiest to do it with at the moment outside. I do have it where it's grey sky, not much in those fluffy ones. What's the correct term for the fluffy clouds? I can't remember. And good morning to Fiona and all of us who are here. Good morning to you, Fiona, and good morning to Sharon. Hi, Shaz, and for everybody as well, that good morning greeting. Lovely to see you've been able to join. I know you've been, sort of busy in your way you have. Now, let's have a look at the rider, shall we? Now, the rider is the card that brings good news. Have a look at this, and the card brings, have a look at that, the cards that we've got. So the card brings good news. If, however, card 6 clouds lies between the horse, rider and the person card, which it isn't, it's not bad news. See how all these cards can interconnect and bring different meanings? So what it's actually expressing with the rider is something is being set into motion. So it can stand for a young, mostly sporty man, but I'm feeling that it is the new message to bring things into motion, especially in your workspace. Okay, and here we go. Fiona's just saying as well, you do take some pics of the clouds as well and do you interpret them to mean something special for you at the time? Because I know I do too when I see something as a message from Spirit. It's one of those that is a great way to pick up on what they're letting us know, honestly. And Leslie, good morning to you as well. Lovely to see you here. Here in this rider card, what we have as well is, it almost looks like a unicorn from here. It does have that little horned helmet factor on this one. So it feels almost like, because of the armour and everything, that it is ready for battle. And this one pointing to the left, as in it's almost like, look at the past. I don't know how I'm feeling about that. It doesn't make me feel anyway. I'm feeling that it's a bit, retrospective. What message am I meant to gain from these two cards? Really looking at our life in detail as to what we've created in being who we are. And seeing in more depth that is the inner message that we're getting. We have the snake that's at the base here. That's the thing I was just about to point out in detail, that I've not seen that in other decks, is that, snake, something that might be ready to startle or attack. I don't know, because it is risen. It's up as if ready to strike. And it does have its little tongue out in the close-up of this picture. How I've got this is as close as I can get the zooming in on my camera. It does have a ready to strike action and sense of energy about it. So I think it's just being in readiness for whatever that message is that you're going to have today. Be ready for action of whatever sort, to respond or actually take the initiative and act on what that message is going to be for you. Because we've got the hills as well as the valley that is there, a pathway that we're being shown possibly. Anything that's keeping us in that position of readiness and to move, it is action. It's taking that first step. And what we have here is, I think it's the... I can't remember the Uranus symbol there for the planet. Someone else there might be able to tell me that one if I could show it more closely, and I might do that one. And Yes, Fiona is saying, yes, you interpret the clouds as messages. I'm just going to bring that up because I'm so intrigued. I can't remember what that one is off the top of my head. Is that the Uranus or is it Mercury? Or I can't remember my planets. I know I should, but fog brain sometimes does bring that into doubt as to what my knowledge is. That's why I love learning all the time. It reminds me of different things that I may have forgotten. But it's an impressive messenger that we have with this card. So lovely messages and news for us today. It does feel like that wonderful groundedness of the tree in really sitting and taking the time to be able to be who we are and connecting with all that is, because it's grounding to the earth, taking the whatever the air has and that is the spirit realm in sunshine and all of that, because I see that as from that cosmic distance we're taking nourishment as well, and that is the water that's going to fall from the sky, clouds, and all that is, those five elements that we might find in the Chinese system and the shamans work, and all sorts of different ways that we're connecting as our living who we are, bringing in the ways we interpret and live our life in our home space. How are we creating and how are we receiving those messages when it comes to doing our work? Because it's not always work, it can be fun. And just taking those journeys of exploration, let's get active and let's move into what we're doing today with joy and happiness. I love it. Now, Fiona, I'm just going through these last messages here now. So sometimes you send them to your soul sister in Canada so that you can post them as well under friends. Oh, that's gorgeous. These beautiful ways of sharing what we receive as our messaging as well, messages. And, well, symbolism, the way that we can, in our own interpretations, understand better how we are going to be learning to move forward too. Those beautiful love hearts. And Joe, good morning to you as well. Outdoor cards today. Yeah, they all are, aren't they? Thank you, Roz, and a happy Saturday to everyone. So it's been wonderful to be able to share time with you as we do, sharing these live streams, even as replay. It's all worthwhile, in my view, just to be able to keep learning with each other as we move ahead in life and our own individual journeys. Thank you. The links for if you want to have any private in-depth readings, the links to book those. I do them as prepaid these days. Burnt fingers too many times in other ways of booking for readings, so you do need to book through those. Either pop in to see a stars or book through the online psychic online. I nearly got it mixed up, didn't I? And from Keza, a huge thank you. Thank you to you being here and having a wonderful day. And from Fiona, thank you, girlie. And for my morning energy, I'll thank you for yours too. And to each and every one of you, I say, beautiful. Let's move into doing the best we can. Namaste.